Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So we on the stage. We on the stage. I got my brother here, Go Blue Yak. I've been calling him Yak lately because it's maniac. It get too hard to say too much, so I just say Yak. And then brother from another mother, we got M3. What's going on, y'all?
Yes, sir. Good, man. How y'all doing?
We good, man. We good. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I mean, you know, I love you. Not I love you in that way. I don't swim in those waters. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
But y'all my guys, man. I got love for y'all, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Can't wait for April, man, so we could get together again, create some new memories, bro.
Absolutely. By the way, if you listening,
and shout out to all the Valentine.
We got some opportunities for y'all to join us at the Stadium House. That's all we're gonna say right now. But
yeah,
it's opportunities.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
And shout out to all the Valentine's Day, you know, all the dudes that's getting their head bust and they gotta make up for it. Hey, open that wallet, brother. You know what you gotta do. You better get them extra set of flowers. You better you better try to find that fine dining restaurant and try to get in. You didn't get reservations when you should have. It's too late now. Now you gotta go to Applebee's and they might be packed too. So you in for it, brother.
If you at Applebee's, bro.
I'm ill prepared. Listen. Shit, I don't mind some Applebee's.
I mean, Chili's
she does.
Oh, she does. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. But let's get into it. Michigan, we had the video of the players. The video of the players in the locker room looked like they were smoking. You didn't actually see them smoking, but when there's smoke, there's fire. So I didn't know who these players were. I didn't know none of them. I'm gonna keep it real. And everybody I've talked to, nobody really knew who those players were.
Maybe it's AI.
Maybe it is. It's coming from Buckeye Scoop. That's who posted it. So it's hard to say how much real it is. Like if you Google the video, it says it comes from, like if you ask Grok or ask AI, it says it came from a rival source that talks bad about Michigan. So it doesn't know if it's actually real or not. You get what I'm saying? So what was y'all thoughts? Let's just say it was real. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, again, like we spoke about, you know, backstage real quick. First of all, there's no one in the video literally smoking. You can't see no one smoking. You see a player in one of these lockers and he comes out and there's smoke attached to it. Now, by it, we're not stupid. We put 2 and 2 together. But you don't see no one literally smoking, right? That's one. And even if they were, bro, it's weed, marijuana. Most states, it's legal. But not in the locker. Shut your ass up. It's legal. That's it. Bottom line. It's not like right before a game, you know. So I did some investigation because, you know, Buckeye Scoop, they have this weird obsession with Michigan. Like if a player was to just fall on the floor, they're going to report that and make it about something that's really not there. And the dude, one of the guys that was with Moses said that one of the players was Nate Marshall, right? So we know Nate Marshall was one of the highly touted DNs. He was a fringe 5-star, you know, a player that when he did play last season, he did pretty well. But the other players, again, they can't make out who they are. So that already tells you, like, if you can't just tell who they are from the gate, like, why do we care, right? But again, the reason it upsets me is not because of what happened, is who's reporting the news, right? And that's Buckeye Scoop. These guys are probably the biggest Ohio State podcasts on YouTube, right? Number-wise. And there's the hypocrisy of Buckeye Scoop, right? These guys claim that they're only reporting news. It has nothing to do with it being Michigan. They just reporting. Like, why you guys are upset with us? Okay, cool. When Michigan State had to vacate those wins, guess what they did? They spoke about it for 5 minutes and blame Michigan. Oh, but Michigan didn't get, bro, no. Report the Michigan State. That's got nothing to do with Michigan. Get on them like you get on Michigan. No, that doesn't happen. Then you have the Wii situation, but BYU just had one of their star receivers arrested for rape. If you was really reporting news, those are the kind of things. So you're telling me smoking weed when no one is smoking weed in the video, just smoke, is more crucial than a female getting raped. Boom. Then Darren Lee, I don't like to bring this stuff up. We know what he did. They made zero episodes on it. No videos, nothing. Why? Because he's a former Ohio State player? So that doesn't matter. Because if that was a Michigan player that did what Darren Lee did, that would have been the 7 episodes over in Buckeye Scoop. Same thing with Barton. Oh, come on, guys. Certain things are bigger than football. Oh, really? When it comes to Ohio State. So, look, man, I could be here for hours talking about these bozos. That shit is Mickey Mouse. But again, they're going to make it like it's something huge. You know, yeah, now the NCAA is really going to vacate the Natty, guys, because there's just some smoke in the locker room. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I feel similar to what Maniac's saying. I mean, I believe the good dispensaries are in Michigan. They got good dispensaries up there. So, you know, whatever it's this thing is like blown out of proportion, I believe. And of course, people like Buckeye Scoop are gonna make it, you know, bigger than what it really is. However, I also can recognize that, you know, smoking weed in the locker room, if that's in case what's happened here or happening in this video, it's not a good look. It's not something that you should be doing, especially preparation of game or practice, whatever it is, because the focus needs to be on that. And it looks like it's way too many people focusing on this hot box situation that is whatever this little Foot Locker that homie is coming out of with the smoke, right? But also, we don't know what that smoke is. Right, we don't know who that is, whatever, right? Like it could be anything, but just assuming that it is what a lot of people think it is, I don't think it's as big a deal, but it still shouldn't be taking place in the locker room.
Facts, and I put it towards, like I said backstage, I put it more on the because I don't think this was recent. I think this was sometime last season, so I put it in the Sharon is just trash. Sharon, I put it on him. That's what I did. So I don't know what
now let me ask before we move on, because we don't want to spend too much time. It's really nothing. Was this recent or this was an old video that just resurfaced now?
I'm thinking it was old and nobody ever saw it.
Okay, because you know I'm hearing, oh, Whittingham, he's losing the locker room already. So I'm like, was this recent? Because these guys are not even practicing, if I'm not mistaken. So it couldn't be under the Witt regime. This had to be during the Sharon Moore regime. So I'm just saying, I just want to know. I don't know that, but I'm assuming since they're not practicing, that couldn't be recent. So, yeah, man. But you know, it's Michigan, and anything the university does now is going to be taken out of proportion, no matter what. And you see, like smoking weed has anything to do with an on-field advantage, and that's what they're going to make it about. Or they're going to make it, oh, you see, look at this program, and yet the number one fan base that's trying to drag Michigan through the mud is the same fan base that has a lot of dirt, but yet they don't talk about it. So
No
I
doubt.
find that, like I said, the hypocrisy. All right, you're gonna shit on Michigan, shit on your program too, and I will respect you for that. Like, you know what? You call it both ways. I give you that, champ. But if you're just doing it one way and acting like your program is squeaky clean and nothing happens there, then you being the imbecile.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, bro. Like I think, like I said, this doesn't seem to be like a huge deal. If it was, I'm pretty sure it would have made headlines other places. It's really nothing. It's a Buckeye Scoop thing. And at this point, they have no credibility. It's
Look
really
at
weird.
Jeez, Louise said. In fact, it's a disadvantage. We out there blazing.
Right.
out there.
It looked like we
Jeez.
was high. It looked like we was high all of last year.
We was full of that goodie.
Bro, we was smoking that high last year.
Yo, absolutely. And that's, I just, again, I know that that's their motto, Buckeye Scoop, is to anything Michigan reported in a negative way. Right. And it's just it sucks because again, they have a huge following, and these majority of their fans eat that up. And they make it seem like it's bigger than what it is. But that dude Wexner, who's one of their biggest donors, they don't talk about his affiliation with Epstein. They didn't talk about the Darren Lee. They don't talk about that professor who beat up that little camera guy, right? All them stuff like that, they will report it if it was Michigan. And again, people are going to say, well, it's not football related. Well, they report everything. When Ono resigned, he's not the president of Michigan football. He's the president of the University of Michigan. So why are you affiliating him directly to the football program? Mm-hmm. You see how that works? Again, the hypocrisy. That's what they do. So me, it will never end. Any chance I get, I will drag Ohio State through the mud. I will disrespect their program. I will disrespect their coaches. I will disrespect their fan base. That will never end. To the day God says, I got to go bye-bye. Johnny, you good? Johnny in the Matrix.
Bro, this doggone, I got a Chromebook. My other computer is acting funny, so I got a Chromebook, and this thing is not meant to do all this streaming and bringing people up. It's not made for this. It's struggling. It's on life support. Like, I wasn't made for this big job. So
Tree Dog. The documentary came out last year. It's out. The Surviving Ohio State. And it's funny how it didn't even you didn't see nobody speak on it. And that, again, even if that was Michigan's wrestling, right? Because I got to do with Ohio State. It would have made major news. Oh, you see, this program, they continue. Again, only when it comes to Michigan, anything non-football related comes back to the football team. So, that's the stuff we got to deal with. The only way you fix that, gentlemen, is winning on the field. Go out there, punch your opponents in the face, and win. Once you win, no one can say shit. So Whit and his staff, get ready, get in your bag. We're going to be there for the spring game. It better look good. It better look good, gentlemen, so I could talk my shit.
Facts.
That's a fact, man. Also, we gotta talk about Larry Black, Michigan's new defensive line coach. They hired from Vanderbilt. He was the defensive line coach / defensive coordinator over there. And we just lost Lou Esposito. Get Larry Black. What's your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
I don't know much about him, honestly. I Googled him and saw he was at Vanderbilt, and
3 years.
3 years, yeah, 3 years. He was a GA. Where was he a GA at? Was it? It's slipping my mind, but I don't know much about him, so I can't say if it's a good or great hire yet.
Right.
I'm glad that they did bring in somebody else to do that and didn't just leave one coach. You want to coach for the edge, you want to coach for the D tackles. So I'm glad the attention to detail is there. We just got to wait to see how good he is at coaching the D tackles.
I mean, Vanderbilt had a good D line this season, probably the best defense they've had in probably their program history, in all honesty. So, you know, but still, that doesn't mean it's gonna work out. Hopefully it does. And the beauty about it, like you mentioned, is that we have two coaches coaching the D line, one for the DTs, one for the DEs. So I think that's very important. You do not put the whole, weight on one guy. So, and of course, they help each other out at the same time. But it's good that he got someone right away, right? Spring is right around the corner. So you want to get him in the building, get him in Schembechler Hall, get him acclimated. And look, bro, we got to get to work, man. Because we talented, especially that D line, right? I think we all can agree that one of the position groups going into this season, there's going to be a huge question mark, is our D line and linebackers. So, that's going to determine how good we're going to be on defense. I think our secondary is going to be good, could be elite if these players play to their potential. But as of right now, the D-line and linebackers is question mark. Is there talent? Absolutely talent on both, but we got to see it. So hopefully it works out at the end for us.
Yeah. No doubt. I feel the same way. I think it's the turnaround, the quick turnaround after losing Lou Esposito is obviously a good thing for Michigan. And whether or not Larry Brown or is it Larry Brown? Larry Black. I'm sorry. Brown, Black, Blue.
Brown,
Larry
Black, whatever. Michigan
coach.
info.
Yeah. I think the jury's still kind of out on that. Not a lot of people got a lot of data on him right now, but he was defensive line and co-defensive coordinator, meaning they valued him at Vanderbilt to some degree. So I'm excited about it. And I think that what Whittingham is doing, like doubling up on some of these position coaches, genius, honestly. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see, it come together on the field.
Yeah, especially special teams, guys. We have two coaches. The DC from Air Force. A DC is going to be an assistant special teams coach. And when you look at it, right, Ohio State, what they would tell you was the problem they had this year. Their kicker, right? In both games, he missed two huge kicks. Indiana, they blocked a punt for a touchdown. And Miami, they missed a field goal. So Miami pretty much lost that natty off of special teams alone, right? Not saying that's the direct reason, but you get what I'm saying. Special teams is very important, bro. That could be the difference between winning and losing the natty. Miami, perfect example. So I love it, man. We know who Witt is, right? We just don't know who he is as a coach at Michigan. If he could bring that same grit, that same aura he had with the talent, with better talent, then there's no doubt in my mind Michigan will compete for natties year in and year out.
Yeah.
Facts. Well, I think that's all for the Michigan topics. So let's get into what we really here for, the stage, NBA. We're gonna talk NBA today. The All-Star weekend. Is it dead? I'm a 80s baby, so the All-Star game was everything. I'm talking about everything. From Friday, the celebrity game, to the skills, the dunk contest, to Sunday with the big show, the actual game. I remember going to church, and we had to go to church. My mom was church heavy, so we had to go to church sometimes when the game was coming on, and people in the church, man, did you record the game? I'm recording it. You couldn't wait. Like, this was can't miss TV. Must see TV was the NBA All-Star game. And now it's almost like a who cares, because the defense was the defense wasn't playoff level in the old All-Star games. But if I want to do a fancy move and show you something different, a little bit of street ball with my NBA playing style, you have to have a little bit of defense, or it's just like, okay, I guess that was nice, you know what I'm saying? But it's gotten to the point now where These dudes are just shooting 40 footer, 40 footer, 40 footer, 50 footer, 50 footer, 50 footer. Now, if you making them and y'all going back and forth, that's a little bit different. But a lot of the times they're just missing them and it's going back and forth. It's just horrible to watch. And the fans, these dudes don't care. They got so much money, they don't care. So what do y'all think? Can it be saved? And what do y'all think about the past to now?
Yeah, I had Maze.
So I agree, man. The All-Star game used to be a time. And look, they weren't playing like you brought up. They weren't playing necessarily, all defensive first team defense, especially the first 3 quarters. But in that fourth quarter, they would lock in, right? And that's when we got some of the best. I don't know if you guys remember the big Eastern Conference like comeback with AI and Stephon Marbury that time.
That's a classic.
That's a classic, right? Like Kobe challenging LeBron, to go, back and forth that time. LeBron passed, of course, but that's for another time, another day. But those things were fun in the All-Star game. Heck, we can go back to like the 90s, Kobe's first All-Star game against Jordan and all of those things, right? Like those were good times, good All-Star games. The thing has become really a laughing stock, bro. Like they're talking about again doing away with the dunk contest because it's just a laughing stock. They tried to do something a couple years ago where it's like team dunking and whatever. Like it's just trash at this point. Guys think that being creative. I remember my guy who I like, Brown, and with the Celtics, like his creativity was ripping off his jersey to reveal a different jersey and then do a trash dunk. Like like that's not being creative, bro. Like it's become something that I could do without, right? Johnny texted yesterday, and he was like, yo, this Rising Stars game is good. I forgot that it was on. You know what I mean? I forgot that this was the weekend even. You know what I mean? So that's how just in the back of my mind it is. I agree though with Ripstar, by the way. The NFL Pro Bowl is
we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that too.
But with the All-Star, with the NBA All-Star weekend, it was really about all those other things like that led up to the game, made the game even more exciting, right? The 3-point contest, the dunk contest, and then seeing some of those people that competed in those compete in the actual All-Star game. Now we got a bunch of dudes who you don't even know, they like 3rd, 4th stringers. Heck, the McClung dude was getting 10-day contracts just to come do the dunk contest. You know what I mean? Like that's trash. So I want, when the best players in the league were doing the dunk contest, that meant something. When Vince Carter was out there with Tracy McGrady and the franchise,
Steve
you know what
Francis.
I mean? Like, yeah, that's what people want to see. They don't necessarily want to see, secondary players participate or be the and no disrespect to those guys, because if you are amazing, then by all means jump in, right? But at the same time, it'd be much more interesting if LeBron, not, obviously LeBron's 40 plus now. We don't necessarily, I'm not saying he should do it now, but he's never done it. And people wanted that for years, right? Kobe did it, participated in a dunk contest. Like it's almost like a rite of passage to be the best player in the league, to go out here and do that. So I think some of the star power from, just the weekend activities has gone down, and that's affected the game too. But those dudes ain't even trying to play defense come Sunday.
No.
Real quick, and I'm going to let you cook, Maniac. With the people, because people say LeBron, he doesn't do anything fancy with his dunks. He has no creativity. That's true. But we see LeBron dunk in game where his head is above the rim and stuff. We want to see him in a dunk contest where you can, ain't nothing holding you back. Jump as high as you can, as high as possible.
Right.
Because some of them dunks, it don't matter if it's a reverse or through the legs or whatever. just seeing the elevation of some of these dudes is what makes it so great. You know what I'm saying? It's not exactly the dunk is just so great. It's the intensity, the ferocity of some of these dunks that some of these guys can do, you know, and the elevation. It's just like, bro, are you seeing this? You know, and you never know when it's going to turn into magic. So,
yeah, no doubt. Those are all facts. You guys spoke nothing but facts, right? Once upon a time, the NBA All-Star was the most anticipated All-Star game of any sport. You knew. School, I remember school always spoke about it all week. All-Star weekend, All-Star weekend, the dunk contest, the three-point. We couldn't wait, man. And remember, this is how good it was. All it was the three-point contest and the slam dunk contest. Now it's bigger. You got the sophomores versus the rookies. I guess that's the Rising Star game, if I'm not mistaken. You have the skills challenge. None of that was implemented in the 90s. That came in early 2000s, right? And on top of that, the All-Star game to these players meant something. Yes, it was fun. They had fun, but at the same time, it was, I don't want to lose to Jordan. And Jordan didn't want to lose. You know him. So it was a game at the same time. Yeah, you might see a little Rucker Park move here, but at the end of the day, it was serious. We gonna lock in, right? The game you mentioned, Maze, that's probably the last of the greatest All-Star games. That one did. And you saw, bro, the emotion after they came back. It wasn't like, yeah, it was like, yeah, like they won something. See, it meant something. Now we're in the era where everything is watered down, right? And you can see it now. These guys are just there. Go ahead, just drive by me, dunk it. Final score 190, 91, 191. And it's like, damn, bro, like you guys don't even care, and that's whack. And you're cheating the fans at the end of the day. I get it. It's an all-star game. But I grew up in a different era. I grew up where I saw that this all-star game meant something. It really did. And it's bragging rights for these players. Like, again, the David Robinsons, the Ewans, the Jordans, the Malones, the Stocktons, the Magic Johnsons. I'm talking about early 90s, the Clyde Drexlers, man. I could go on. And it meant something. Now, I don't even know. I don't even care, honestly. And thank goodness for someone like Vince Carter. Johnny, you mentioned, right? We don't care about creativity when it comes to LeBron James. We know this guy could jump out the gym. And like you said, he's a strong dude. So that the velocity, I got that like, just a simple dunk, just with his tenaciousness, it can mean something. And plus, Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Kobe Bryant, Clyde, you're talking about top 50 players of all time have competed in this in this contest. So why excludes you, man? Like all these great players did it. Why you can't do it? Give us 1 year. But it is what it is. I get it. Dudes getting their feelings when it comes to some of their favorite players. I'm just talking about what it is. And this is not it, man. I remember All-Star Weekend. People were going out there too. Nothing is the same. The vibe is not even the same, bro. That used to be a weekend. I always wanted to go out there. I never made it. But I heard stories. A lot of my people used to go. Yo, we going to Houston this year. Damn, bro. And they come back with stories, bro. Honeys, yo, we ran train on these shorties from Alabama, whatever. They just meet people from all over. I'm just saying, these were the stories I used to hear from my people. This
is fact. Everybody wanted to. This was the weekend where, back in the 90s, it was like
it meant something. And now, and now, unfortunately, the All-Star game is just like, drinking Alizé with water. It's like, what the hell is this? It's not good. Like, you don't need no damn, don't water it down. It's already sweet enough. So it is what it is, man. I just hate it because in those days, I know Rip Stars in the chat. Yeah, my John Stockton team in my Utah. This is what I grew up on. Competition, competitive NBA. Like you said, basic, basic good defense, good offense. A lot of people make fun of Jordan. Oh my God, he was scoring against plumbers and electricians. But you know what? They let them play real defense in that era. Jordan used to get beat up by the Detroit Pistons. Hence why he didn't cry. He got in that weight room. He said, I had to get better. I had to get stronger mentally and more importantly, physically. And that's why he did. Now, I can't beat him. Yo, Johnny Mays, come join my team. Now we pretty much guaranteed to win the championship now. So, a lot has changed, even from All-Star game to the way the game is played and even how players approach the game, right? It's more about, let's just get together and win, opposed to say, I need Johnny, my brother, Mays, my brother, but I want to see them in the playoffs. I want to send them home. I want to be the guy. So, it's unfortunate now.
Let me ask you something, because I think too, like the money has gotten in the way of some of these things, right? Look, back when Jordan and Dominique were in those dunk contests going crazy, a $50,000 check meant something to those dudes for winning it, whatever, right? $10,000, whatever it was, it meant something different. And I'm not saying that, because you can go to generation before them and it meant even more, you know what I mean? But I'm saying now, if the NBA is offering LeBron James, then I'm not talking about 41-year-old LeBron James, because I saw somebody point out LeBron is at the end of his career. Nobody's suggesting that LeBron go get in the dunk contest tonight.
Let's just say Anthony Edwards. Let's say
Anthony Edwards. Let's go Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards goes to, is thinking about getting in the dunk contest, and the reward for Anthony Edwards getting in the dunk contest is $75,000, $100,000, right? Whatever. Like, that don't seem like a reward to me. And I'm not saying, but that's part of the problem. It's not the whole problem, because for Anthony Edwards, it should be, I got the bragging rights of, I went out here and I was the best dunker amongst all these NBA players, amongst all these all-stars, right? It was me who was the best, right? And I think that should take precedent. But that's what I'm saying. The money has corrupted everything, absolutely. Because
and it's watered down.
$50 million a year, bro. I don't even want to risk an injury in some dunk contest that could now, when it's time for me to re-up and I got this torn ACL or whatever, or I'm recovering from a torn ACL or Achilles or whatever, and now they talking crazy to me and I don't get the 60 million the next time, right? Because of what I did over here. So I do think that money in some ways has corrupted the thing, but I also think that mentality, and by the way, maybe the money being what it is has affected the mentality. So all of these things kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah,
I think it is. I think it is part of the money, but it's just mind-boggling to me that these dudes don't want to compete. I want to show that I'm the best three-point shooter against my peers in a competition. I want to show that I'm the best dunker against my peers in a competition, or even if it's just scrubs out here. You picked the wrong year to get in the dunk contest, because I'm taking the trophy home. I'm about to put on a show. I'm about to put on a show, and the fact that, like Jordan, if you look at old clips about Jordan and stuff, and people wonder why do people love Jordan so much? Because just listen to him talking the things he did. He said, I'm not sitting out games.
Right.
That family drove 100 miles to come see me play.
Right.
And that might have been their rent money. That might be the last money that they had to come see me play. I'm not gonna let them down. You know what I'm saying? So that mentality, that should still mean
that's
something.
Gone, bro.
It's gone.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, it's watered down. People could say what they want. I'm not, there's still people who vividly watch the NBA and love it, and it's fine. Yeah. But if you're around our age, you will understand that it's a whole different game from what it was back in the 90s and the early 2000s. It's just not, it doesn't matter. As long as I'm getting paid, I don't care if I lose. So what? I'm paid. No, it meant something. It meant something when they lost. And you are 1,000% right, Mays. Yes. In the 90s, 94, 95, an additional 50, 75 grand. Hell yeah. That shit went a long way. I cannot disagree with that. So it's like, that incentive is nice. Now it's like 70. I make that like in one quarter.
Right.
Like, why I'm going to risk that? But you would still hope that the competitiveness, the mentality of them being competitive was still there, right? It's like, yo, fuck that money. I don't care. I'm gonna show you I'm him. And that's the era we grew up in. Football, NBA, it was about I'm him. Now it's about I'm paid. That's it. As long as I'm paid, I'm good. And I don't like that. And hence why, me personally, I don't watch NBA anymore. When the playoffs come around, I'll peek my head in. If the finals is there, I'll peek my head in, maybe a game or two. But once, bro, I was baseball, football, NBA. And then, of course, college football, basketball. Those 5 sports, I was glued to my TV when it came on. Now, it's just, NFL here and there, because that shit is kind of watered down. I'm not going to lie. College basketball, college football, and that's pretty much it for me, man.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out to Les. We talked about Buckeye Scoop and they trashed this to begin the show. But yeah, they trash, bro. That's all that needs to be said. As far as Rip Start, yo, I'm the only one that brought up McClung. What you talking about? By the way, I
He's
think
not in it this year.
Yeah, and by the way, I think he is one of the greatest dunkers ever. By the way, it just so happens that he only was getting contracts to be in the dunk contest. That's all
sad, bro. That's sad with all the players in the NBA that are freaks of nature.
Right.
There's more talent than ever before, but we can't get them to get in the dunk contest.
Bro,
yeah.
Right. John Morant not in the dunk contest? Come on, bro. John Morant should be in the dunk contest. Anthony Edwards should be in the dunk contest.
Zion.
Yeah.
Zion should definitely be in the dunk contest, bro.
And just imagine right there, those 3 you mentioned. Imagine you hear those names. You know the views they're gonna get for that dunk contest, bro. But it's not like again, I'm gonna keep beating that dead horse. It's not like what it used to be. And again, someone like what made Jordan also great, it's just not what he did on the court. It was the mind games off the court. Yo, Johnny, yeah, you ain't in the dunk contest because you know I'm in it. You soft. You gonna be like, what? Yo, put me in there, bro. You bugging. And now it don't matter. These dudes don't care. They not really competing like that. And you're right. The talent level, the skills that these players could do compared to the 90s, forget about it. These guys are beyond athletic. But again, they're not the competitive, the mentality is not what it used to be. So this is why it's not, to me, I don't watch it, bro. It's just not what it was, man. And I hope it could change. I hope things, I don't know, could take a turn. But also on top of the money, Maze, it's also the officiating, right? How the game is being called, right? Remember hand checking? In the 90s, you can hand check. Can't do that now. There's a lot of things you can't do.
Remember, you can
everything.
Forearm. You can't even really do that no more.
Forearm in the back.
Right.
Yeah, just
bro, Johnny brought up a good point about the what was you said about the man, it was just on the tip of my tongue and I wanted to get there. But the like Mike's mentality with the games, right? Like somebody came to visit or drove 100 miles. It's the only opportunity they're gonna get to see me play or whatever. And I feel like that to me is taken advantage of. And I hate to do this to LeBron because I'm not somebody that necessarily hates LeBron. Do I think LeBron's the GOAT? Absolutely not. But I do think LeBron is underappreciated in ways that I think once he's gone, people going to feel. But also, I think that his mentality, though, has kind of negatively affected the game in this sense. Like what they call it, it's a word for it now when you take a break, when you don't play games. It's what is it, Johnny?
It's being a bitch.
You sit out games basically to rest up.
Dang, what do they call it now?
Yeah. Anyway, that thing right there is something that's been driven home by LeBron. I'm not saying he's the first person to do it because he's not, because I believe that like the Spurs as a team were doing that before LeBron. My man, the coach, that Popovich used to do that with
load
Duncan and those
management.
guys. Load management. Thank you. Pop used to do load management with Duncan and those guys before it became popular in the league. But LeBron as an individual kind of spearheaded that thing with the other best players, right? And load management is a detriment to the game. It's been a huge detriment to the game because of the mentality of Michael Jordan, right? Like, especially if you're on the road. If you're gonna load manage, do that with your home games, but they never do, right? LeBron never load manages in LA, right? When they playing home games, he gonna load manage when we go to Utah, when we go to Minnesota, when we go to Milwaukee, right? We load managing, right?
Damn, why Utah catching strays out here?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's the point, though. The point is those are the joints where you should be.
Easy win. Yeah, no, you're right.
Easy wins, but because those fans don't get to see LeBron James play but once a year or whatever, twice a year, maybe. And they bought this ticket in advance because waiting to buy that ticket is going to be more expensive or more than they can afford. But LeBron and these other guys not paying attention to that. Like this family of four that bought these tickets, 4 months ago because LA was on the schedule and they wanted to see LeBron or Luka play. And then when it comes around time for them to play, Luka and LeBron sit out. Like, that's not fair to that family that bought these tickets 4 months ago. If you have a problem with how many games are on the league schedule, you take it up with your collective bargaining and y'all get that down to 50 games or whatever. But otherwise, you should be out there playing, especially in these road games, for exactly that reason.
I agree. And again, you mentioned it. Not everybody is these business owners, millionaires. We blue collar workers, bro, that people save money to go to these games, and you gonna do them like that, and they don't care. They don't care. And that sucks, man, because it shouldn't be like that. The sport is for the fans. The fans make the sport, right? If nobody shows up to games, no sport can exist. It's just not gonna happen. So yes, the fans are everything. Now, is there a lot of douchebag fans? Absolutely, but at the end of the day, man, you gotta show that love, man, to the fans. But like I said, I'm not. It sucks because again, it's an all-star game. I was in love with, the most anticipated, and it was on NBC. Right? Same thing like Major League Baseball. The only major all-star game that was not on regular TV was I can't believe it, was the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl used to be on ESPN. And at that time, my mother was having trouble paying for cable because she didn't have it like that. So sometimes one year I watch it, one year maybe not. I go to a friend's house if he wants to watch it because he's like, everybody wanted to be outside. Like, I won't be in house. I want to be outside. So, and speaking of the Pro Bowl, right? That's another all-star game that has got watered down. And I remember in the 90s, Pro Bowl games ending 17-21. It's like, yo, these were competitive games. These dudes, the Pro Bowl meant two things. You wanted to beat the AFC, the NFC. I mean, the AFC wanted to beat the NFC. And this is where you made your moves at. Yo, Maze, come on, bro. I know this is a contract year for you, bro. All we need is that DN, bro. You that guy. I might, maniac. Let me see. I might see it. Yo, Johnny, we need that safety, bro. Come on, man. You really thinking about Cleveland, bro? Come on, bro. Come bang bang with the Niner gang over here. So this is where players did that, and it meant something, bro. The Pro Bowl got so watered down. They don't even play it with equipment. It's a flag game, literally a flag game. Some it's shit like we could play. Just like put me in that shit. Game. Let me cover chasing them. Yeah, let them cook me. Just give me like 40, 50 stacks. I'll be okay. But the point is, even football, right? Another sport. When it comes to this all-star, it meant something. Or the Pro Bowl. But now the shit is caca-doodle. And no one cares. Like Johnny said backstage that the Pro Bowl was last week. Bro, I didn't even know about that.
No clue, bro.
What's your thoughts on the Pro Bowl?
I'm with you. I think it's also soft. Go ahead, Johnny.
The Pro, I'm always watching TV, so I saw it I'm like, Pro Bowl. Clicked on it. These dudes are running half speed flag football. I was like, what the hell is this? I watched for about 5 minutes and I turned it because what is this? This is a joke, bro. Like this ain't, you can't be serious with this, you know. And Pro Bowl used to be big, like you said, when you got the top, you got Marvin, you got Peyton Manning, and now he's throwing it to Drew Brees' top targets or Tom Brady's top targets. You know, you get to see these different players, great players, play with each other. That's the thing with the NBA, you know, the greatest pickup game in the world. NFL, it's more about seeing, same thing. You want to see these great players all play together. Man, let me see what Tony Gonzalez will do with Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? You got Peyton Manning handing it off to LaDainian Tomlinson. You know, now it's all gone. There's no hidden linemen, non-existent out there. You know, D linemen, non-existent. It's just skilled players and your quarterback out there playing a half speed 7-on-7. It's just embarrassing. You know, we got to see Sean Taylor decleat that punter. We saw that. You know, we missed
That's
that.
probably why they stopped. They were like, wait a minute.
And did you see, yo, man, rest in peace to Sean Taylor, bro. See, that's a football player. He had no regards for no punter. Or it's the Pro Bowl. He said, you want to run that ball, you're going to get hit like a running back. That's what it's about, bro. I'm not going to dumb shit down. My competitive nature is to win. I want to win. I don't like to lose. So I'm going to go in there and do everything. Fuck it. If I tear a knee, I tear a knee. It is what it is. I could tear a knee doing anything. But see, I'd rather tear my knee doing what I love. So fuck it.
So my take on the Pro Bowl is a little different than the NBA All-Star game because I do think that it is watered down, super watered down. Now, like you said, they're not even playing with equipment now. But there is a caveat here. Football is different, bro. Like, you don't just go, you shouldn't, first of all, scientifically, like just based on physics, you probably shouldn't play football
at all.
If we're being honest. And I'm talking about at all, right? Yeah. But then when you talk about playing football with other professionals for fun, I mean, I might pass on that too, you know, just in the sense of self-preservation. Like, it's not basketball. Basketball is a contact sport technically, but you know, it's different. Most of the basketball injuries happen non-contact and stuff like that. Like, whereas in football, bro, a concussion is a fucking concussion. You know, there's no getting around a concussion, you know, because it was a Pro Bowl or whatever, right? So I think it's a little different, and I give them a little more grace than I do the basketball players because the game is different. That's why, you know, in those all-star games, even when they go on half speed for 3 quarters, but in that 4th quarter, you lock in, right? In the Pro Bowl, going half speed might get you hurt faster than, you know, going full speed, and then going full speed might get you hurt. So, you know, it's a little different playing all-star football than it is playing all-star basketball is the point, right? Now, some of the things that I did like, I do wish they used to. You remember when like Rod Woodson and these guys were in that fastest person? They need to bring that back. Bring back those quarterback competitions, which they are doing. They do now, right? But you know, those quarterback competitions and things like that. Maybe those sorts of things. But the Pro Bowl as a game,
maybe playing on like dodgeball now.
Yeah. That's crazy. The Pro Bowl as a self-sufficient game, I think, is a little different than playing an all-star basketball game or all-star baseball game because of the nature of the sport, bro. Like, it's crazy out here.
So
yeah,
with so I don't know if y'all heard, did y'all hear Kevin Durant's comments about the All-Star game?
No.
So basically he was saying a reporter asked them about them not the effort level in the All-Star game. And Kevin Durant took offense and was like, y'all always want to talk about the old heads, meaning like Steph Curry, KD, LeBron, not giving effort, but y'all let Luka and Jokic, they don't play either. They don't, you know, they give lackluster effort in the All-Star game. And some people were trying to say that he was trying to say, okay, y'all hold the black players to this level, but not them. To me, it's all of y'all. It's not just black or white players. No, it's all of y'all. All of y'all effort is trash. This year, Giannis is out, Steph is out, Shea, whatever, Jill is out.
SGA
is out. And the effort is just the biggest thing that makes the game. Like, it's not about trying to pick out the Europeans. And let me say this real quick. This is an American game. This is an American game. This ain't a Europe. This ain't wherever else. This is American game. What are you talking about, bro? Like, I hate to say this stuff, but like, let's be real. American basketball. What made the Olympics the dream team? The dream team. We about to send all these black folks over there to stomp y'all American basketball players. Let's be real. Isn't that what happened? They coming and they about to stomp y'all European leagues. You know what I'm saying? So the NBA.
What?
This is facts.
No. But
we're about to send our Negroes.
No, you're right. No, you're right. But remember, if you remember vividly, in the early 2000s, close to the mid, maybe early, we started to see a huge influx of European players. And the reason why was because the basketball was losing the fundamental part of it. It was more just athletic and just, to the basket and just bing, and shoot. These guys now, you saw the Tony Parkers, the Ginobilis, the Stojakovic, the Dirk Nowitzkis, and we could go on, right? So this is why also they started to bring these guys in. They started to be a little bit more fundamentally sound, something the NBA prided itself through the 80s and 90s, right? This is why like these new heads were like, oh, that shit was boring, bro. Nah, it wasn't boring. That's how basketballs play. You just got dudes that's more athletic, but not all of them is that skilled. Now it's gotten better. I'm talking about the early 2000s. So yeah, but it's still listen, everything is except soccer, with the exception of soccer, everything is an American game, So yeah, some people look, it would just be best if we're going to have an all-star game. If we ain't going to go hard, just don't have this shit then. Just don't have it. You an all-star, add that to your belt, moving on. Use this to rest for the season. And that's it.
And that's exactly. I've been saying that, Maniac, for about 2-3 years now. Just don't have the game. Since y'all don't want to play, just don't have the game. That little all-star weekend, y'all want to rest and be with your family. All right, we'll just say y'all all-stars. We won't have the game, none of the fanfare and all that. And just do it like that, because y'all don't even want to play for the fans. You don't want to put on the show. Who remembers Tracy McGrady coming through the middle of the lane, throwing that thing off the backboard and punching it? Like, right. I don't think any of us will forget that. Those moments. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all don't want to do it and don't want to show any effort on the defensive end, what's the point of having it? What you got? What you think, man?
Yeah, no, 100%. And back then, Tracy McGrady was like my favorite player back then too. So to watch that was incredible, right?
Tracy was phenomenal. Love watching Tracy play. Nice Johnny, put up that comment real quick. From Sambo. No, a little more up. Not.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So and listen, with all due respect, I get it, player. Remember, we just here to pass time, bro. College football is over. No, we just talking about different topics. If you don't like it, I respect it. I'm not mad at you for feeling the way you feel. It's your opinion. We respect it. But we here talking about this. These are valid things, whether they hold value or not. These are valid stuff that's going on. And what is value? Since educators then. Because sometimes you guys like to talk and then don't give no answers to anything.
Come on up, Sambo.
I'm just saying, again, I respect his opinion. Not going to be here spazzing on people, but the point is that what he says, right? He says, understanding the entertainment industry. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the industry, how shit is, how it's changed.
It's a little deeper because he's saying who shares ownership will change the landscape of having a broader topic. Yeah, but I get what he's trying to say, right? Because you look at who runs these networks, even, right? And
it's white people.
No, it's deeper than just white people.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I'm not gonna go there because
the elites. Now the elites, but it is what it is.
But what is he really saying though? He's saying a lot of nothing. I'm gonna keep it real. These types of conversations,
and that's why I agree with Johnny. You're trying to say something, but you ain't saying nothing.
That's my point. That's my point. There, I said that. We're talking about what is he saying? I don't know. He got to. That's what I say. Clarify, educate me, then, because I don't really get what you're trying to say, champ. But again, regardless, respect to you though. When college football come back, we'll be back on our stuff. But to then, we watch all sports, champ. So we're gonna talk about it. We know we can't satisfy everybody, and that's cool. If you like it, you stay here, watch, show love. If not, keep it moving. No, we ain't gonna lose no sleep over that. I promise you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and so I'm a fan. I bring these topics up because I'm a fan of basketball. I'm a fan of football. College, and NFL. The college and the professional leagues. So these things mean something to me. Like the dude with the Michigan after we beat Ohio State.
It means something to me.
It means something to me. I grew up seeing these great games.
Right.
Like I can't wait for the All-Star weekend. Like we couldn't wait for it, and to just see where the league is going and where it's headed, to where people don't even watch. Like most of the '90s fans or the '80s babies that grew up through the '90s and 2000s. It's not that we were kids. We watched from when we were little kids to teenagers to in our 20s and to our 30s. It's that we can see that these dudes don't give a dang. And it's sad because the fans are what makes the league. So that's the biggest point is you should just want to put on a show just because you've got the opportunity, whether you were from the hood, whether you grew up in the suburbs, you got the opportunity to play a game for millions of dollars. And you can't put on a show on a Sunday afternoon when everybody will be watching, or they used to watch. They're not watching now because you don't want to put on the show.
Yeah. Anybody who's like watched me or whatever, seen me on these shows like over time, especially when we're talking about like NFL and Tom Brady and stuff like that, right? Knows how much I disliked NFL player Tom Brady, right? And not because of anything, I know he's a Michigan man and he went to Michigan and, and now that he's retired, I can appreciate him for being a Michigan man, right? But when he was playing, I did not like him, mostly because of the Tuck rule and them cheating my Raiders out of a playoff win. But that's neither here nor there. I bring all of that up to say I respected Tom Brady, even in stuff like when Tom Brady, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Peyton Manning was like, had the surgery. He was, his arm was a noodle and he was about to retire, right? And an email leaked of Tom Brady talking to a friend about how pretty much, I'm going to be the GOAT because Peyton's done, right? And I got at least, 7-8 more years. I feel like I can play, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kill basically these record books. And a lot of people took that as like some sort of like, negative. But for me, I was like, that's exactly like the competitive spirit that I like and I'm looking for, right? That's what we talking about in essence here, right? Is Michael Jordan was a competitive killer. He was trying to kill the competition. Tom Brady was the same. He was trying to kill the competition, not necessarily, certainly not in a literal sense, but in the sense that, if I got to step on you to be the best, that's what it takes, right? And we saw Michael Jordan do that over time. We saw these other guys do that over time. People like Tom Brady, but people like LeBron James are like, I want to team up with the other best players to then show the world that we the best. Like that is something that people from my generation can't appreciate and don't really appreciate because we saw these people play against each other. And by the way, in the spirit of competition, that's what I want. I want the best players to play against each other, not necessarily on the same team, wiping out a bunch of scrubs or a bunch of players, inferior players, right? And that's one of the things that I think has changed in this generation. Now it's cool to play with all the best players, have all the best players on one team, and then go demolish the rest of these leagues.
Let me read this super chat real quick. Go Blue 711. Appreciate the $2. It's a crime LeBron never did a dunk contest. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. We spoke on it.
Yeah, we spoke about that.
Ripstar, appreciate the $2. Voice of college football trash, and voice of college football loves cheese pizza. That's pretty weird.
What's wrong with cheese pizza? Shout out to Dave Barry. Only one nation.
Rip been on the rampage. He says I owe him $14K. He says I'm in love with white players. But it's Rip, man. Rip is the only one that can get away with that. Brady in the same sentence as Jordan. What do you mean? Tom Brady?
Listen, bro. If we want to have an honest conversation, listen, was Tom Brady as skilled as Michael Jordan at football as Jordan was at basketball? No. But in terms of greatness, he right there, bro.
Yeah.
In fact, he's won more Super Bowls than Jordan had rings. And here's another honest moment. It's harder to win a Super Bowl than it is to win an NBA championship.
I agree. Because it's one and done. Imagine if that was the case in the 91 championship when they played the Lakers won game 1.
Exactly. By the way, not only is it one and done, Maniac, but also Tom Brady only plays half of, there's a whole nother group of players that go on the field that he doesn't affect in a way, right? Like in basketball, Michael Jordan can affect the game both offensively and defensively. Now, there is a way Tom Brady, putting scoreboard pressure on teams does kind of affect, their offense or whatever when your defense is on the field, but you're not directly affecting that, what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's a great point. The Super Bowl they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Bro, Brady threw for like 500 yards that game. Right. And he went his defense couldn't stop Nick Foles. That's crazy. When you know Nick Foles is cooking you, that's another Super Bowl quarterback we forgot to mention. Yeah, that's definitely not going to the Hall of Fame. They won the Super Bowl. Nick Foles, my goodness. That one slipped. But yeah, man, look, it's just the game that we once knew is not what it is anymore. It might get worse, it might get better, we don't know. But we're not the only ones who feel like this, and that's a good thing. We know we ain't here to be cheated. We understand what time it is. So whether they fix it or not, we'll see, man. But so now the NBA All-Star Weekend is dead, man. No one could tell us any different.
And somebody was saying something about there's no rivalries in the NBA anymore, and that's a fact because you used to have that, and I think that stopped. I think that stopped around the time Durant went to Golden State. Because you still had Golden State, Cleveland a little bit, but they were so overmatched with Durant being on the Warriors. It wasn't you have to win to be a rival. Once Durant went, the rivalry was over. You had OKC in the Warriors, and that looked like that was gonna be epic for some years, and then Durant left, because they were going at it. Westbrook and Durant going for 30 apiece, Clay, Steph, Draymond going, it was something beautiful back then. And that's about 10 years ago. I think that was 2016 when Golden State came back on OKC. And that was some beautiful basketball competition. Y'all think y'all that? Not this year. And then obviously we know how it ended. They came back and then won and then lost to LeBron. But the rivalries, they do seem to be kind of gone where you just don't have that.
So we had some opportunities at some rivalries. Look, if Derrick Rose doesn't blow his knee out, that Bulls Heat was becoming a rivalry. There's obviously if OKC, Kevin Durant made, in my opinion, and I gotta share this sentiment with Stephen A. Smith, who I don't like sharing anything with, but the weakest move a superstar could make in joining the team that just beat him, especially when he was up 3-2, bro. You were up 3-2. You had all the opportunity. You had one of those games at home and you lost, and then you went and joined that team. No way. That was weak to me. But yeah, I think that OKC Golden State could have been a rivalry. Hell, even Portland. Remember, Dame was willing some of those Portland teams to Western Conference Finals that had no business in the Western Conference Finals. But, that turned out it wasn't really a rivalry because Golden State was just so much better than Portland was. But yeah, Russell Westbrook and Dame was kind of a rivalry for a minute, but you're right. The rivalries don't really exist no more.
I don't think it it started when KG, Ray Allen went to the Celtics. See, that wasn't anything new though. Older players always teamed up. It was what changed it was when LeBron did it in his prime. See, KG and Ray Allen, they won one ring. They went to 2 finals, won 1 ring. The next year they lost to Kobe again. They lost to Kobe, and they were kind of done because the Heatles came, and then it was a wrap. Like, we did what y'all did, but we did it in our prime. Y'all too old to deal with us, and that's what it was. And then KG and Paul Pierce went to New York, to New Jersey, and that was the end of it. We saw Hakeem, we saw Barkley and Pippen team up. We've seen the old team ups. But we didn't see the prime team ups.
Yeah. By the way, that was different. I'm sorry, Maniac, real quick. Yeah. Even if they weren't in the older players, even if they were in their primes, that was different because they didn't necessarily ask for that. They got traded to Boston, right? That wasn't in the offseason, I'm gonna go team up with the other best players. By the way, neither one of them was the best player in the league.
Correct. And on top of that, it was a spectacle. It was the decision. And everybody just anticipate, now made it this whole, like, bro, just say who you're going to play with. I remember in the bottom of ESPN is what you find out. Breaking news. Right. So-and-so has, he got traded. The ESPN had a special. It was called The Decision. He was there sitting there. Come on. Yeah. It sucks, man. It really does because, like we said, no one is here to take away any greatness from LeBron. He is without a doubt one of the greatest to ever do it. I mean, he is who he is, but I think the game did turn the page with him, his mentality. And if you look at everyone who had the torch before him, the mentality was a different one. It was to be competitive. It was to beat the best, not team up. And like you said, you're right, Johnny and Mays, that older players did team up. Look at my man Malone. He went to the Lakers when he was 77 years old, but I mean, he was old already. His prime years was spent at Utah. His best years were at Utah. He had a little bit in the gas tank. He said, look, maybe I could get a ring. They got to the finals, and that's when the Pistons, bro, they put on arguably the greatest defensive clinic in the NBA Finals history that I've seen in my life, bro. That was crazy work by that Piston team against the Lakers.
Facts. And then Peyton, J. Will, Antoine Walker, they went to Miami with old Shaq and a young Dwayne Wade.
Right.
Let me read these other super chats.
Yeah. Look at old head on the sticks. He said players didn't even know they were traded back then. It's true. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing it.
Greatest podcasters in the game. That's a fact, Ripstar. Shout out to Ripstar. Yo.
Appreciate
Rip in his bag today. He's in his bag, except when he's talking about his favorite player, John Stockton.
With the short. Great, appreciate the $2. Greatest podcasters in the game. Jo M3 and Yak. Let's see. Sonny Ray, appreciate the $2. Fake injuries and load management is the problem. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So, you know, I just been thinking about this stuff, where it's going, what, because a lot of young dudes, they get mad at us because this is what they grew up on. This is all they know. They don't know the All-Star game being must-see TV. They don't know the dunk contest being must-see TV. They don't know about watching regular season games, not just for your DraftKings, not just for your FanDuel, but watching because the games are good. There's effort. You never know what you might see, and it's just good basketball to watch. They don't know about that now.
Bro, there were stories told. Nobody's doing storytelling. Remember the NBA on NBC, leading up to the Bulls-Knicks game?
Yeah.
It was, a story behind it. The last time they played, this happened, this sort of thing. Like, it's no more stories being told, bro. Like, it's just, check out the Heat and the fucking the Heat and the Celtics play Thursday.
Yeah. And then it's like the music in the background. Dun, dun. So the Bulls.
Right.
Yeah, you like, it gets you going. Like, yeah, bro, they did them. And of course, I don't even think it's up for debate. The greatest intro song of any sports, the NBC.
Absolutely. 1000%.
Oh man, I'm ready to punch my girl when that music comes. Don't play with me. I'm ready to get hype. Because welcome to NBA or NBC. We're here live at the Delta Center, Game 7. The Utah Jazz take on the Houston Rockets. And then they give you the aerial view, and everybody got the... Yo, man, nostalgia, bro.
Hot,
nothing compares to that, bro. The only one that's probably close was that rock star sing on Monday. It's Monday Night Football.
Right.
It's Monday Night Party. We got Frank and Alan then, and we gonna get things started.
That's
those two with a goat. Those are the two GOAT intros in the history of sports. NBC or NBA and Monday Night Football when they had
Monday
that
Night
dude.
Football was the time too. Yeah, you're right.
Back then, they knew how to build it up, the pageantry of this is a show, not just, all right, the game is on, you gonna watch. No, it was the build up. Soon as you turned it on, the music, the energy. Let me paint a picture of these teams and these players and what they've been going through and the different coaches and everything. They brought all of that to the table. Now it's just like, all right, watch the game.
And you also had
Thursday at some dumbass time. Watch the game.
What was that show? Ahmad Rashad.
Inside the NBA.
Huh?
Inside the NBA.
Inside the NBA, bro. That was like, that was fire. That was a good show. You see, like the lead up, Maze, like you said, the lead up to these games, you had these kind of shows. Now buy it Inside NBA. What is it called? Inside Stuff?
Inside
NBA
Stuff,
Inside
right?
Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's Inside Stuff because Inside the NBA is that Charles and Shaq and them.
Yeah, inside stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So, but it'll give you games from the prior night, and it gives stories, backgrounds on players. Bro, it was fire. The same thing like the NFL with Steve Sable. What was his show called?
NFL Films.
Outside
NFL
stuff.
Films. Bro, NFL Films, like, bro, I remember watching that like at 10 a.m. Bro, from 10 a.m. to 7 o'clock, I was glued to my TV as a kid. Cause it was just different times. I can't even if I'm watching NFL, this is why we do our Saturday show for college football. We do our own college game day.
Yeah, probably still watches a Reading Rainbow.
Hold on. What? Oh. Yo, bro, that shit was fire. Reading Rainbow. He opened up the book,
Take
the
a look.
butterflies
It's
come
in
out,
the
and the
book.
yo, stop
It's
playing with Reading Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Yeah, nigga, listen. One thing you
all
gonna
the
get from
singers.
me
I'm
is the
convinced you
real.
know every song ever, bro.
Bro, these what
I
because that was the
can
best
do
times.
anything.
Oh shoot, butterfly in the sky.
Ah, you see, Mace, don't play with me.
Like
You was
the
there too
price is
with your He-Man
high.
underwears. You had your He-Man underwears watching Reading Rainbow.
Cut the show.
That's a
I'm
fact.
telling
You
you.
get us nostalgia bag. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro, listen. This is why, like you said, Johnny, and no disrespect, you can't, help what year you was born and what era you was raised in, but they could say what they want. This is not the best era of sports. And these from 2000, 12, 13 and on it's just been different. The 90s was everything, bro. Football, the rules, dudes was knocking dudes' head off, no flag. That was clean.
Facts.
Man, you go through the middle was a suicide mission. Now every targeting, he has to go out. You gotta kill his mother. You gotta throw his kids in Guantanamo Bay. Like, come on, bro. Like this shit is out of
That
hand.
also, no, that's a good point because that also speaks to the softness of the time. Because remember when Jacked Up was a thing on ESPN?
You got
You
jacked
can't
up.
even do Jacked Up no more. Remember when the joint they used to show the highlights like Peyton Manning getting picked up and dunked on his melon, Jack Tatum smacking somebody. They don't show none of those joints no more, bro.
Bro, if you
Yeah.
got blasted in the NFL, it was on Sports Center. It was showed over and over. Like, look at this
Right.
hit. That was the game. You blind
You got jacked up, right?
Yeah, bro, and that just it is, bro. It's just what it is, and it sucks, bro. It sucks, even, bro. And this is like even into boxing. Like, yes, these fighters are super talented, they're great, but nobody want to fight each other. Back in the 90s, everybody in there. Who next? Bing. Yeah, there was certain fights that weren't made, but most fights, majority of the time, we got it, and it meant something. Just like you mentioned, Maze. Now fighters are getting paid way more than what they were getting paid. So now it's like, why take a risk for that when I could fight him who's less of a risk for way more? So it's just the whole landscape, sporting landscape as a whole. And you just see it. If you watch all these sports, you see it, man. And it's just whack because we're being cheated as the consumer. We're the ones paying for these subscriptions, unless you what's that thing? Like Fire Stick Gang,
Yo.
Fire Stick or
We're not promoting illegal television here, okay?
Absolutely
We just
not,
saying whoever has Fire Stick.
We've seen that get people canceled on YouTube. Stop it.
I've got YouTube TV. You should get YouTube TV.
You should get YouTube TV, right?
Yeah, man. But look, man, regardless, these sports still, especially NBA, man. I loved watching it during that time. It was just like it was different, man. I don't know. Do you guys remember in 94 or 93 the Knicks versus Phoenix fight when John Starks and Kevin Johnson threw hands? When you get a chance, YouTube it. But I remember my uncle recorded it. He was like, man, you saw that fight? I was a little, I was young, like 12 years old. I'm like, huh? I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't even want to watch the game. I kept watching. And that was VHS days. Remember VHS? Right. And you had to press the tracking button if the video was messed up. Oh, man. Come on, man.
If you did it wrong, it didn't record. You come back.
Bro. I got somewhere in my mother's
who just entered the chat.
Somewhere in my mother's crib, I have the Michigan-Washington State game on VHS, bro. If I find that shit worth $5 million right now. That's it. VHS is in the museum now. Some kids don't even know what a VHS is. You know that, right? Or DVD. They were asking.
Hey,
they were like,
bring up Steve's comment. I remember that, bro. He two-pieced the hell out of Kobe, bro.
That was a different, yeah.
Chris
Then
Childs.
that was Chris Childs
Yeah.
versus Kobe. That was in LA. But the one I'm talking about was Starks and Kevin Johnson. They were and these even the fights were better
That's
back
when
then
Kobe was
in the NBA. Like these dudes threw hands.
Because remember, Reggie Miller yoked him up, 2 hands around his neck, put him on the scores table, bro.
Yeah,
It was crazy. Kobe was getting his ass beat. Left and right.
Yeah, then poor Kobe. Shit.
Shout out to Kobe, man. Rest in peace, man.
Look at that. Somebody said, my dad has, there you go. My dad has Jordan games. That's fire, bro. Keep them. Yeah. Man, that's vintage stuff, man. That and that comes with and if you was good at it, you knew to stop it when it went to commercial, and you had to stay there. And once it came, makata, put it back to record, or you just let it rock. Them old McDonald commercials. Here's a Big Mac. Shit was like $2.99 for a number 1, bro. Now shit is like $15. Shit is crazy.
You gotta take out a loan to go to McDonald's, bro.
I'm just letting it play. I'm getting the commercials and everything. I ain't got time to stop.
Yeah.
Niggas gotta go talk to their financial advisor to get a number 1.
Bro, it's tough. Yo, bro, to make that, you need a loan. Shit. And then that shit is the Little Mac, because that shit ain't no Big Mac. That shit's a Little Mac. Little fucking baby burger. Get that shit out of here. Oh, and remember, when in McDonald's, every time there was like a major movie, they will sell something, whether it be toys for that movie, a cup, or some kind of thing. Remember they had Hook, the movie Hook.
The Batman joints.
The Batman, the cups. Speaking of which, the Dream Team, they had like 7 cups.
Right.
Come on, man. Everything was just better back then, bro. Everything.
These are collectors.
Everything was better, except we was watching standard definition television. Outside of that, everything was better.
Yeah, it was. And like we said with the pageantry, like our cartoons, you had R&B singers making the intro for our cartoons. Darkwing Duck.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Johnny, say it again.
Darkwing Duck.
When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing
Duck. I told you this guy knows all the joints, bro.
Yeah. And see, that's real. Listen.
Hey, what's the tailspin joint?
Oh, bro. That's wait. Dun. Razor, lasers, and airplanes, hearing DuckTales, razors and the airplanes. It's you'll find the mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Hey, I'm about to throw a house party with just cartoon music. Stop playing.
The 90s, you had to come with it with that intro. I don't care if it was NBA, NFL, a cartoon. You better come with it.
Let me and Chip and Dale's. Come on, man.
Chip and Dale.
And shit was, they were fire. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Oh man, bro, I was TV certified right there. Fuck homework. I'm not doing homework. Give me my cartoons. Make that damn arroz con pollo. I'm watching this damn TV.
Yeah. So when the youngsters get mad at our nostalgia, it was a different time where they cared. They cared. We care so much. The theme song is going to be fire.
Inspector Gadget was a GOAT cartoon. That's one of the GOAT. Yeah.
Bro, Inspector you Gadget. Got Thundercats. You had Thundercats.
Inspector Gadget. Yeah, bro.
Come on, man. Yeah, they don't know about that. Listen, I remember Channel 11, WPIX. They had a lineup. They had Gummy Bears, Of course,
Down
Smurfs.
here
Come on, the
and
Smurfs.
bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Everywhere. We know
And
the
adventures that we all
garbage.
compare.
By the way, shout out to
There's a
Alan. Shout out to Alan Barnes. Michigan basketball. If they don't, bro, Final Four team, Final Four bound for sure.
We're
Yeah.
coming for you,
No, if-
Maniac. We're coming
Huh?
for you.
Yeah,
We
next
coming for
Saturday. We ready. I think we lost. We lost to Clemson today.
Clemson smacked y'all around, bro.
Yeah. And again, the third game that we went in at halftime and we lost.
Crazy.
We've been sucking in the second half. We better not do that against Michigan next week because it'll get ugly. It'll get Shaba, Sam Cassell, Muggsy Bogues ugly.
He said I made that up. Duke won.
He did. You liar.
Yo. Oh,
I
this-
thought
Michigan
I'm here.
basketball.
It was 31-26 at half. So then we
Right.
got here. It is what it is. But look, speaking of college basketball, Michigan, I always liked Michigan basketball because I was raised with the Fab Five, right? And again, not to get too down the rabbit hole with politics, but we understood what the Fab Five stood for, right? You know, getting jerk and these they were ahead of their time. NIL, imagine what Chris Webber, NIL, Jalen Rose, these guys would have been worth, bro, if they were, playing, there was NIL during that time. And it was not only that what they stood for, it was how they played, bro. Like it was showtime at the Apollo when the Fab Five played. And you're talking about 5 true freshmen. None of these guys were red shirts. These were true freshmen, right? Jackson, King, Rose, Howard, and Weber. And these dudes back-to-back Final Fours, back-to-back natties, and came up short. I hated the one because I hate North Carolina, and they had that game. In fact, they beat North Carolina earlier that year. But they lost in the natty, in the close one, man.
The timeout.
Yeah, they were tough. Steve, UNLV. The only thing with UNLV, similar to Fab Five, but they didn't have that swag like the Fab Five did. But UNLV was cooking team. They beat in '90. I remember in the natty they beat Duke by like 40 points.
They destroyed them.
Ugly.
Yeah. What's that? Stacey Augmon and
Stacey Augmon, Greg Anthony,
right.
Larry Johnson.
Nice.
Yeah, they had a squad, bro. They had a squad. They was just retarded, But I said after that, they never amounted to anything, man.
Well,
but
yeah,
I want to say, look, before we wrap it up or whatever, I want to talk about Michigan State basketball, right? Me personally, as you know, I'm not a Michigan basketball fan. I do like them though, but to me, it's hands down one of the most overrated programs in basketball. And I'm going to tell you why. They're a good program. Don't get me wrong. Not a blue blood, far from a blue blood. But Izzo's been the coach since 95. What year we in, gentlemen?
2026.
So that's about 30 plus. 30 plus. He has one national championship in 2000. Bill Self, Dan Hurley, 2 coaches who's been coaching at their programs for less amount of years, has more natties than him. And all we hear every year, Michigan State fans like, they the cream of the crop program. Yes, they had a couple of Final Four appearances. But for a program that's considered cream of the crop, and I don't want to hear he's doing this with 3 stars. If we go down the history of the players that came through Michigan State, bro, they have some dogs. Right. Elite talent at Michigan State. So I don't want to hear nothing. So stop, Michigan State fans, stop coming with this damn wait till basketball season. Win another natty. Y'all haven't done anything since then. Just a program that wins. Okay, consistency winning. How many first round exits they had, guys? Second round with elite talent. Izzo's a joke, man. Yes, he's a great coach. I'm not saying he's not, but bro, that's overrated. That's an overrated great coach because with his talent and with his coaching acumen, he should have at least 2 to 3 natties by now. How Bill Self and Dan Hurley has more natties than you? Come on, man.
You should at least
overrated.
Have 2.
Notorious B.I.G. is overrated.
All right, listen. We spoke about that.
How you segue? That's some crazy segue. You've been thinking about that.
Yeah. Maze, Johnny, Maze, he gonna bring it up in the spring game. You know it's coming in the Airbnb.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, TJ better be ready, bro. TJ better be ready, sir. Biggie to go. What? Stop it.
Yeah, Maze gonna come with the book I come with where I write my fights. He gonna write a verse on why he's not the GOAT.
I got verses.
He got overrated. He instantly thought about Biggie and just went. Look, MSU, you know, they are overrated. This is the thing with college basketball, though. This is the thin little line or veil that's because you get a lot of credit for making a Final Four.
Yeah. It's
not a championship, but they raise a banner for it. So it's kind of confusing with college basketball. You know, I think he's overrated, though. I agree. But you make a Final Four here and there, they almost
like don't get me wrong. Do you think he's underachieved with teams that he's had?
There you go. I think that's more. Excuse me. That's more the word, Maze. He's an underachiever, right? He has underachieved. He'll have some great regular seasons, great teams heading into March, and they get bounced out early. Now, there's only a couple of programs that is natty or bust, right? The Duke, North Carolina, the Kansas, now you got UConn is back. UConn won their first natty in the early 2000s. UConn has won.
You can make an argument. UConn, maybe Duke. Since in the 21st century, UConn might be the preeminent.
It is. They are. They have since 2000. UConn has the most natties. They have 5.
Daniel, I'm not mad at this, by the way. J. Cole is definitely up there. Tupac is the
Tupac.
GOAT, in my opinion.
Tupac. Listen, people gotta. You know what? Tupac was an alien, bro. I was just listening to stuff, and I understand why people will pick Biggie over him because it's just Pac was deeper. He was way deeper, right? Like this guy, he was ahead of his time, bro. Like he was too ahead of his time. And
Mike Legend agrees with me, by the way. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Biggie.
When a legend agrees with you, it's a Rizzy.
It's over. On that Tupac, it seems like he made that stuff yesterday. Like I was saying a couple weeks ago in the group, you throw that Tupac on, it's like, did he make this stuff yesterday? Like this stuff is unbelievable.
Yeah, the relevancy of his records absolutely stand.
Correct.
Listen, it's my opinion. Tupac has the most important catalog, maybe in music history, definitely in hip hop history, but maybe even in music.
I think Mike will always be the GOAT. Mike is the GOAT.
Michael Jackson is the GOAT, right? He's the greatest entertainer the world's ever seen.
Yes.
But in terms of important catalog, I don't know. That said, though, the What by Biggie and Method Man, fire record.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Tupac, right, what makes him so great that he could do a great revolutionary kind of song, right? He could do a great sass song. Great. I'm not talking about good. Great. He could do a great kind of R&B for the woman song. He could do a great "I shoot you in your face" song. Like there was no limitation to Tupac. He could do it all, and they were all classics. Brenda's Got a Baby, Dear Mama. Bro, it's just so many right now. You know that I could go down, man. This guy was he was different, man.
Tupac
so I agree, Maze, with that. His catalog, it's like it's like a revolutionary rapper, but he balls everything. And it's kind of what, his peoples went through. And he was ahead of his time. Like he knew, we all know his mother was part of the Black Panther Party. Black Panthers, my shout. I was watching again, man. And I don't like, I'm not going to go deep into it, but my man, the Black Messiah, the 21-year-old from Chicago.
Fred Hampton.
Yeah, that just sad.
At 21 years old. At 21 years old, this guy was a legend. This guy created WIC. He created WIC. That now that is still used today, right? Woman, infant, child, WIC. He was given free food at 21. He was so powerful, becoming so powerful that at 21, the FBI said, we got to kill this guy.
Yeah.
At 21 years old?
Yeah.
But we're not going to go down the rabbit hole. But Tupac, definitely, bro, the guy, he was him, man. I mean, Biggie's a great artist too, right? We're not saying we're not saying Biggie wasn't great. We just feel that, he wasn't the GOAT. Because again, then we got to go through criteria. What is it that makes you GOAT? Do we doing sales? There's a lot. So I think a lot of that shit is perception. And me being from New York, I think a lot of it is New York bias at the same time.
Right.
Biggie only had 2 albums.
Right.
Technically 3, because his last one was a double album. So
they do count those as 2, right?
Yeah. So, but
that's why like when double albums go diamond, they really sold 5 million copies, but it counts as 2 sales, so it's 10 million, for the diamond thing.
Man. So look, man,
he just don't measure up.
Yeah. A lot of it is preference too, right? Some people just like certain kind of music, and I respect it, So, but I think if you're gonna say the greatest of all time, I do agree. And I'm from New York, I've always said that, dudes get in their feelings, and it's like, yo, bro, he was great, but how you make him the greatest based on what? And no one can really say anything.
Right.
They can't give me a legitimate reason why he's the greatest.
He's from New York.
No, I know. And that's whack. And me being a New Yorker, like I said, a lot of it I think is New York bias. Like, since, hip hop, majority of the greatest lyricists came from here. Nah, bro, that don't mean he's the greatest. Maybe in New York, you want to make that argument, but in the history, nah, man. Some people feel Scarface is over Biggie. Who am I to tell them they wrong?
Wow.
Hold on, bro. This is a good one. This is a good one, Sonny Ray. I don't think he got shafted. I'm one of the because I think.
Stop it, Maze.
Bro, listen, dog.
You got.
Hold on. This is why I don't think he got. This is the only reason I don't think he got shafted. Do you think that dunk was better than Levine's? I'll give it. Okay, maybe it was, but does that mean Levine should not have gotten 50? That Levine did 50 dunk. That dunk was a 50.
My problem with Levine is he copied a lot of Aaron Gordon's dunks. He just did them a different way, but he would come right behind him and do a similar dunk. But
bro, the sit down joint, didn't Levine do that first? He just didn't do it.
Oh hell no.
And remember the NBA.
That was the one that they said he got shafted on, right?
Yeah, that's bro.
Yeah, Levine had done that
the mascot, bro. He didn't do that.
No, he did the behind the back, but it was really under his butt too. Behind the back.
Yeah, but he didn't jump over the mascot, bro. Come
no,
on.
He didn't. No, that was real. That added. But here's the problem, Johnny. We can only give 50 points, right? And let me add something here.
He should have won off of that dunk, bro. I've never seen nothing like that.
No, who won it that year? Who won it over him?
Levine.
Zach Levine.
Oh, Zach. Yeah. Oh, they were going at it that year. Yeah. That was probably one of the last of the best slam dunk.
That was fire. If Levine got 50 for the behind the back, kind of under the butt dunk, right? Then it can't. He can only get 50 points. Aaron Gordon.
I get that. I get what you're saying. To me, it's just like a lot of Zach LaVine's dunks were just like free throw line. Like, yeah, I get it. You can dunk from far, bro.
He
but like,
windmilled from the free throw line, bro.
You know what? Y'all gonna make me YouTube that shit. I'm a YouTube it today. I'm gonna watch that shit again.
It's worth the watch, Maniac.
No, I know. I remember. I didn't watch it in real time because again, I was already. But when my man was like, "Nah, bro," they were cooking, and I was like, "Oh shit!" When I saw it, I said, "Yeah, these boys." And remember, the NBA had took away the dunk contest until Vince Carter came into the league because lack of creativity. Yeah. And once Vince Carter came, you saw what he did, bro. And that was a good one.
Another unpopular take.
Because Jason Richardson was in that one. He was cooking.
Listen, this is my unpopular take. Jason Richardson a better dunker than Vince Carter.
Ooh,
I'm not going to disagree with that too much because he's from Saginaw. That's where I was born. Shout out to Thag Nasty.
He did go to Michigan, poor little bro them, but
yeah.
He was getting busy in them dunk contests.
Look,
He's one of the best 2-foot jumpers out there.
Yeah.
He jumps off 2 feet.
I think what made Vince so different is his elevation that he got. And he had them dinosaur arms, bro. He had them Dowsum arms where he just catch it from right here.
One of the things that Vince was so good at, first of all, he was if y'all pay attention, Vince 360s the wrong way. Like for most right-handed people, you want to turn to the left. He's turning inward, and that was ill to me. But he's also like windmilling. His windmills were like so good because they were like really straight arm. He not bending the arm at all. It's straight arm.
Yeah,
cocking it back. That's why Vince was fire, bro. It was.
Now
crazy.
Vince was him, man. Vince was definitely him when it came to dunking.
Right,
but
Jay Rich was up there too. Do y'all remember?
No. Jason Richardson was not. Even that dunk contest.
If not for Jason Richardson, Desmond Mason might have 2 dunk contest wins. Desmond Mason,
he played for Seattle, the Seahawks, the Supersonics.
One of them joints, he brought the ball all the way up here, back down between the leg. Crazy. Desmond Mason was getting busy too.
One of the GOATs, well, he's not a GOAT as a player, but a GOAT take was my son, Isaiah Ryder. He played for UNLV. When he got drafted to the Timberwolves, the day of his draft, he said, "I'm going to win the dunk contest." He is the father of under the leg dunk. He created that dunk. It was copied by many. Isaiah Ryder, and he went on to win the dunk contest that year.
No, that's a fact. Isaiah Ryder. Nobody talk about J.R. Ryder like that. That's a good point. Who else? Think of some good joints that was good. Obviously, Vince dunk contest might be the greatest of all time.
He only did one.
Those Jason Richardson, Desmond Mason joints were really good. Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon was good.
I remember with this guy. What he played for the Clippers. White dude, Barry. Remember he had his warm-up jacket on.
Rick Barry.
Yeah, he dunked from the free throw line.
Or was it Brent? It would have been Brent.
That was Brent.
Yeah, Brent.
Yeah, one of the
is Rick Barry their father? That's the father, right?
Probably is the father. Yeah. Now
Brent,
it was a lot, crazy. Man. If we go down memory lane, there were a lot of classic dunk contests, man. Jordan and Dominique Wilkins, bro. They had some mean dunk. They went 1-on-1 against each other. One year Jordan beat him, and another year Dominique won.
Yeah,
these dudes was the cream of the crop. But you see, that's true. Like they didn't compete just in one. It meant something like, oh, now he think he's better than me.
Underrated dunker nobody talk about. I forget his name, bro. He played for the Rockets and then he played for the Celtics. He missing a digit on one of his hands. Huh?
Josh Smith.
Gerald Green.
Gerald Green was nasty. He
Gerald Green had hops, bro. I remember this one joint. He was with Brooklyn, I think. They threw an alley-oop. He caught that joint. He's like looking down in the rim when he windmills that joint. It's so crazy.
That's like when LeBron dunks. He's like, this is the rim. And he's like,
right. Yeah, it's
now
crazy.
dunking.
And that's
Like,
what people want to see. Like, bro, we want to see these freaks of nature. Okay, you're out here strictly to dunk. There's no defenders. Jump as high as you can and do whatever comes to your mind. Like, you know,
Right.
And they cheat inside of it because I'm still mad I didn't get to
Harold
see LeBron
Miner. Yep, he was a baby Jordan. Right.
I'm still mad I didn't get to see D Wade in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely wanted to see that.
Oh.
I wanted to see Derrick Rose in the dunk contest, bro.
Derrick Rose. Imagine that. Derrick Rose, D Wade, and you throw another guy in they prime there, them three.
Right.
Oh, that shit would have been stupid. Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look, man, NBA, it sucks, man, because like I said, man, I love the sport at one time a lot. And those are all great talents we're talking about. Like, bro, to just dunk like that and the way they do is just you born, like, that's gifted. That's it. Like, you born and you a good player. But these guys were gifted. Like, they was touched specially. Like, you born with that. As soon as you come out your mother vagina, then you spaz it. You got it. You just got to work on it.
Yo, you know what else? Nobody talks about this, but I think it was like the summer before Vince's dunk contest. Kobe did that arm in the rim joint in a dunk contest with Tracy McGrady.
I heard about that
in a game like some just regular, like it wasn't televised or anything, but you can find the footage on the internet. Kobe did put his arm in the rim before Vince.
I heard about that. I didn't see it though. I heard about it.
Where in college or the McDonald? Because even the McDonald,
neither one of them, they were in the league. It was like, you know how like Jordan used to, like Magic Johnson used to have those all-star games that weren't on TV, just had
yes.
It was like one of those. And after the game, they had Kobe, Tracy McGrady. It was a couple people that was doing it, but McGrady and Kobe were kind of going back and forth. And Kobe did the arm in the rim joint.
Yeah, man. It was a lot of memories, bro. But I'm glad you put that intro, Johnny. Just one more time, man. Just one more time. I gotta hear that. Didn't it? Yeah, that's just the best intro ever.
Fire.
I'm 10 years old again, bro. That like just right there. Man, that was the best. You already knew it was outright. And then whenever playoffs came, that first Saturday was always a triple header. Right. It was always a triple header from 12 to on. And those are the days I used to. Sports really saved me too. Watching it on TV, bro. Although I was outside a lot, staying home and watching sports helped, man, because a lot of times shit happen out there. And when I come to find, I'm like, damn, bro, look, thank goodness Barkley and them were playing. You know, it just
right.
Oh man, yeah. So man, that's that, man. I'm gonna head out, fellas. I don't know if y'all gonna keep cooking, but Johnny, thank you. For those that watching, man, we just wanna let you know, man, we're going to do this every Saturday as much as possible. It will be different people on the panel. We just going to talk sports, man, until we get to college football. Of course, we'll talk Michigan football as news come in. We'll speak about it like we did in the beginning of the show. So go back to the beginning of the show. We spoke about the Wii incident and Buckeye Scoop. Yo, Rip, you an 80s baby or 90s baby? If you have to guess, Rip, we don't even know what Rip is. He could just be from Europe somewhere for all we know, like from Yugoslavia. We don't even know. He just
from Yugoslavia. But, does Yugoslavia still exist? I think that's like Serbia now. I don't know.
That's Vladi Divac's country.
Right.
You know, but and also don't forget, man, every Monday, Maze Out Sports. We there. Make sure y'all tune in. We back. We came back last Monday. We will be back for President's Day. We might do a matinee. Who knows? Because I ain't working that day. So it's up to me. It's up to the boss. Whatever he want to do. But anyway, my brothers, everyone in the chat, man, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. And I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm out too, man. I want everybody out there, have a good weekend. Enjoy your Valentine's Day if you still got some of that left. And yeah, man, Johnny, appreciate the show, the stage. Check it out every Saturday. Like you said, different people will be on the panel. It won't just be me and Maniac and Johnny every week. But it should be a good watch either way. Till next time, stay angry, my friends.
Yo. So my camera is acting funny. I gotta get another computer. But yeah, this is just something to stay in the algorithm and to also, give us something to talk about and to, just something for you to pop on while you're doing your dishes, cutting your grass, or cooking, whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can sit and listen to us chop it up about sports, whatever sports. It's probably going to be NFL, NBA, and college basketball, college football. But you never know. We get on here, the stage is what I'm calling it, and we cook up. Like I say, it's going to be different people, but, this is just the start of it. Hopefully people starting tuning in more and enjoying it, to get us through the off season. It's a boring off season, bro. Like, it's boring. There's not Michigan football to talk every week. So this is just something to get us through this long off season, and to talk about other sports. Cause I know a lot of y'all are like me. Y'all like other sports. You know what I'm saying? Y'all grew up watching the NFL. You grew up watching NBA, and we chop it up about it, what it used to be, where it is now, and hopefully it gets going somewhere, because right now it's looking ugly for the NBA, and they don't care right now, but the ratings are down. And so when they have to do their new deals with these TV networks, they gonna carry it in, because the ratings is gonna tell a different story from where it is. Like right now they eating it. You got bench players making 30 million. It's crazy. So they don't care, But as fans, I miss NBA All-Star Weekend being must-see TV. I miss that, And if you didn't get to grow up and see these games, it's not that we're old heads. It ain't that we old heads. It's that we saw something different, something that meant something, and it just don't mean that much now. So I think it was one more super chat I didn't read. So let me read it. Oh no, I did read it. But I appreciate all the super chats from Ripstar, Go Blue, Sunny Ray. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. See you next week on the stage, most likely. I'll figure out some topics we can cook about. So like, share, subscribe, and as always, Go Blue. It's great to be a Michigan